Hello students, welcome to SR Concepts. I am Ravi Verma, and in this video we will discuss about the formation of image by a mirror. So dear students, in the previous video we have discussed the laws of reflection. The last law of reflection that we discussed was that the incident ray, the normal at the point of incidence, and the reflected ray all lie in the same plane. Now dear students, in previous class, that is in class 7th, we have discussed certain properties of the image formed by a plane mirror. That the image formed by the plane mirror is always erect, right? And it is of the same size as that of the object, and the image appear at the same distance behind the mirror as the object was in front. And also that we cannot find this image on a screen. So this is what we discussed regarding the image formed by a plane mirror. Now let's discuss how the image is formed, means how we can see an object in a mirror. Suppose this is a mirror. So what we will do, we will make a diagram like this. Suppose you will draw a line which is representing a plane mirror. Now on the paper you will make a point O, and from this point O you will draw two incident rays, the ray OA and the ray OC on the points A and O. So in this way you have drawn two incident rays on a plane mirror. Now now what you need to do, you have to draw the reflected rays also. But for drawing the reflected rays you will have to first draw the normal on the point of incidence. So first normal is this and the second normal is this. First normal is on the point A and the second normal is on the point C, which are the points of incidence of the two rays OA and OC. Now by using the laws like the angle of incidence is always equal to the angle of reflection, you will use this law and draw the two reflected rays, the reflected ray OB and CD, AB and CD. These are the two reflected rays. Now suppose there is someone who is viewing into who is viewing into the mirror, who is seeing into the mirror. Then these rays will enter into the eyes, and entering into the eyes they will make an image on the eye. But students, now what you need to do, you will extend these two reflected rays towards the back of the mirror like this. So you will find that that to to the viewer the O will seem to be present at this position. So this point I, where these two reflected rays meet when they are extended backwards, this point I represents the image formation. And to the viewer, this object O will be seen as to be present on object I. So this is how an image is formed. So dear students, as you can see that to the viewer the object seem to be present here, but it is not actually present, it is only an image. So such an image is called a virtual image, because actually the object is not present at this point, but the object is present at this point. But to the viewer it will be looking to be present here, it seems to be present here. So this image can be called a virtual image. Now what are the properties? You can see that the properties of the image formed by a plane mirror are that the image is at the equal distance, means it is at the equal distance from the mirror on the back side as the object is distant from the mirror on the front side. right? Okay, and also the image is always erect and it is of the same size as the object. These are the properties of the image. But there is one more property of the image formed by the mirror, that is called lateral inversion. So you may recall that in an image formed by a mirror, the left of the object appears to on the right and the right appears on the left. This is called lateral inversion. So light of the left of the object will seem to be present on the right and right will seem to be present on the left in the image formed by the mirror. That's why it is called a lateral inversion. Now let's discuss about regular and diffused reflection. So first of all, what you will do, you will draw a line which is rough, which is representing a rough surface. Now on this paper you will draw certain parallel incident rays like this. Okay, so once you have drawn this rough surface and the incident rays, now you need to draw the reflected rays. You need to draw the reflected rays. To draw the reflected rays, you will use the laws of reflection. Don't forget that the laws of reflection are still working on every point wherever there is an incident ray. Okay, so on every point of incidence, even on a rough surface, the laws of reflection are working and they are effective, so they don't fail even on a rough surface. Okay, so suppose this is the incident ray. So how you will draw the reflected ray? In the same manner as you have done it here. So first of all you will draw the normal and then you will draw the reflected ray. So suppose if this is the incident ray, then this is the reflected ray. In the same way, if this is the incident ray, then this is the reflected ray. This is the incident ray and this is the reflected ray. This is the incident ray and this is the reflected ray. So this is how you have drawn the reflected ray. You will see that however the incident rays are parallel, but if the surface is rough, the reflected rays are not parallel. Such a reflection is called a diffused reflection, in which the parallel rays get incident on a rough surface, but the reflected rays are not parallel. Then such a reflection is called the diffused reflection. What is written about the diffused reflection? Let's see here. It is written, when all parallel rays reflected from a plane surface are not parallel, the reflection is known as diffused or irregular. Remember that the diffused reflection is not due to the failure of laws of reflection. It is caused by the irregularities in the reflecting surface, like that of a cardboard. So whenever you are looking, you can see whenever the light will fall on a rough surface, the reflection will be diffused reflection. So we can say that the diffused reflection is caused due to rough surface, or we can say the irregularities of the rough surface. Now think that the surface is very smooth. Suppose this is the surface, you will draw a line, right, that will represent a very smooth surface. Now you have to draw the parallel incident rays like this. Then you have to draw the reflected incident rays. So when you will try to draw the reflected incident rays in the same manner as you have done previously, that you will first draw the normal at the point of incidence, then you will measure the incident angle of incidence and then angle of reflection. So according to that angle you will draw the reflected ray. So you will see that if the surface is smooth, then even all the reflected rays are also parallel to each other. So this only happens when the surface is very smooth, and then the parallel rays are reflected back into a parallel fashion. So such a reflection is called a regular reflection. So what we can say about regular reflection? Reflection from a smooth surface like that of a mirror is called regular reflection. Images are formed by regular reflections. So this is very important point, that all the images are formed by regular reflection. So because plane mirror is a very smooth surface, that's why it causes regular reflection, right? That's why it causes the image formation. But On the other hand, if the surface is rough, then the image will not be formed because the reflection is diffused reflection. Now dear students, many of the objects are seen due to reflection, right? Due to reflected light. However, there are things which are seen due to their own light. For example, you will see nearly everything nearly everything you see around is seen due to reflected light. For example, the moon is visible only because it is reflecting. Suppose this is the sun, this is the moon, and this is the earth. Here you are standing. So the moon is actually reflecting the light coming from the reflecting the light which is coming from the sun. So this reflected light reaches you, and this is why you can see the moon. So even moon is visible because it is reflecting the light which is coming from the sun, and this light is reaching you. So the objects which shine in the light of other objects are called illuminated objects. So all such objects which are visible because of the light, because of the light which is being reflected by them and which is actually coming from some other source, such objects are called illuminated objects. So once again, what are illuminated objects? All those objects which do not produce their own light, but they are visible due to the reflected light, then they are called illuminated objects. Okay, so for an example, suppose there is a pen, right? There is a pen, and even that pen will be an illuminated object because the pen is not producing its own light. Okay, but there are the things which are producing their own lights. For example, the sun, the fire, the flame of a candle, and electric lamp. These all things produce their own light. Such objects are called luminous objects because they are being seen not due to the light being reflected by them, but due to the light which is being produced by them. So all such objects like sun, fire, flame, which are producing their own light, they are called illuminated objects, or luminous objects. But illuminated objects are those objects which do not produce their own light, but they are visible due to the fact that they are reflecting the light which is coming from some other source. So dear students, in the next video we will learn about reflected light, right? So about the reflected light can be reflected again means we will learn about multiple reflections, right? And we will talk about multiple images. Thank you.